Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today, I don't even know how to explain what we're going to play today. It genuinely is either complete genius or complete luck, and I don't know. But this is one of these stranger looking Gruul decks I've seen this season, so y'all can take the adventure with me. Let's go. Now let me start by saying I found this list. It apparently won a daily tournament in Japan, so I don't know how many played in it or whatever, so that's the first issue. But a lot of these types of decks that I find around the internet, I'd want to give a look to. Sometimes I just test them and nobody ever sees them because they're not great. But I figured this one looks fun enough that I'm just going to go through it and y'all can just live the adventure with me. So here we go. This starts with Gleeful Demolition, which we've seen this card before in the Boros decks, but this time it's going to be on an aggro Gruul spin. And let's just talk about the artifacts we've got here. It's going to play a couple copies of Rabbit Battery, which I don't mind. I've actually played this on some lists, and it actually does serve some purposes and leaves you a creature behind after like a Sunfall or something, so that's actually pretty good. Also going to be playing Voldaren Epicure because it makes an artifact. Also can help us smooth out our draws, which is super nice. There's also going to be a Briarbridge Tracker here. And Briarbridge Tracker isn't a card you see all that often, but we are going to have enough things that make tokens, so this should almost always be a 4/3. And it does have Vigilance, so that's actually pretty cool. Gonna play Sentinel of the Nameless City, which also makes an artifact, so that's actually super nice. And a random artifact it's gonna be playing is the Skullspore Nexus. So that's a thing. So yeah, let me tell you about our sponsor and then we'll get back to finishing the list because this is wild.
CoolStuffInc.com is a proud sponsor of this channel. And you can show your support while getting 5% off your entire order by using promo code DRAGON at checkout. Need singles for constructed or kitchen table play? Looking to pick up sealed product or the latest in Magic accessories? We've got you covered. CoolStuffInc.com is the place for all your Magic the Gathering needs. And support this channel by using promo code DRAGON at checkout. CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock.
Alright, so this goes on to get a little bit weird. So it is going to play Evolving Adaptive, which is fine. It's just a cheap early creature. It grows as you play other things. It plays Belligerent Yearling, but doesn't really have a lot of dinosaurs. However, Skullspore Nexus does make dinosaurs, so there's a chance that that matters with this. Not often, but we'll see. Plays Elvish Archivist, just a couple, but with all those artifacts coming into play, it kind of makes sense. So I'm on board. We'll see what happens here. It does play a couple copies of Reckless Stormseeker. Another card I like. It's kind of a little bit out of place, but giving stuff haste isn't terrible, so I'm okay with that. And plays some Voldaren Thrillseeker, which is also a little bit odd. However, we do have the ability to grow a couple things, so maybe that can matter. But then it has a real heck of a creature to play, and that's Ancient Imperiosaur. And Imperiosaur looks a little weird here, but like you could fling it with the Thrillseeker. If it dies, you get another big copy with Skullspore Nexus. It also could have haste from the Stormseeker. It could make a Belligerent Yearling bigger. So it does a few things here, and because of Gleeful Demolition, we could possibly play this really cheap on like turn 3, I guess, maybe? I don't know. This is going to be very weird. I don't know where this is going, but these are all the cards in the deck list. If you want the full list, it'll be at the end of the video. My goodness, we'll see how things look when we get there. But if you want to download it, it's down in the description below. Look for the blue arrows. It'll take you to our Moxfield link where you can see this deck and some other decks that are nice and wild, but not this crazy. But for now, let's go see if this deck was a one and done luck thing or if it actually does anything on the ladder. Okay, we get to go first. I mean, I guess this is doable. So I think here the plan is play Rabbit Battery first because we can attack, and then we could play Adaptive on 2 and then equip to the Adaptive or reconfigure, whatever they call it. No, I was going to say leave my... Oh, that's a thing. Okay, well, I'm going to assume Rabbit Battery is going to get to do some work here because they're obviously going to be playing some sweepers. And we just got to keep pressure up as much as we can, I think, here. I'm going to try to save the Reckless Stormseeker until after a board sweeper of some kind goes off. I think that's our best bet. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. And kill the Adaptive, kill the Yearling. I don't mind really either way. Oh, I actually don't mind that. That's actually somewhat helpful. Alright, keep attacking. There must be something going around, because I feel like I've run into this calendar deck like 3 or 4 times in the last 2 days. And it was virtually non-existent prior to that. So, a little bit suspicious. Alright, what removal card you got now, opponent? I would like to attempt to move this over here. Would you like to allow that? And now they're going to kill our tracker, and they're going to get our... No, they're not. Wow. Okay, then. Sure. I mean, if they have a sweeper here, we have lethal next turn. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we weren't even worried about a sweeper happening there, because we could have played another tracker, which would have been a 4, and then give it haste for 5. So, I mean, yeah, it's fine. But, easy win. We'll move to the next one. Okay, maybe we get early Imperiosaur here. Let's see. I don't know. So we play this, makes a blood token. Can we find another 1 mana thing? I think that would allow us to do what we want to do. That's definitely not a 1 mana thing. My word. Okay. Attack for 1. See if they want to use removal on it. Well, that basically tells us there's a cut down there. All right. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, if we can get an untapped land, we can Imperiosaur next turn. Nope, now they're going to use a cut down. So now we can't. That's okay, though. Still, we'll play a Thrill Seeker and attack. Make them use some removal. Looks like more cut downs in our future. No, a Duress. You want? Now they get to see our crazy hand. Like, yep. Opponents highlighting cards in our hands still to be like, what the hell's an Imperiosaur? And I don't blame them. That's totally random. We've only played Imperiosaur in 2 other decks, I think, since it was released. At least here on the channel. Alright, gonna go for the throat that. We found a land. Y'all know what that means. We have an Imperiosaur. Oh gosh, this is dumb. Alright. Sure. Obviously, they can still go for the throat this thing, but it does have ward on it, so they have to have a land and that, which they did find a land. Fair enough. We can trample over that. Legend Yearling's cute. Yeah, we just attack, right? They could block 5, they take 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, sure. Sounds good. And then we play this, because we can play the other Imperiosaur behind it in the turn. And they know we have the other Imperiosaur. Alright, it worked. Okay, this feels like the type of hand, like, there's no real tricks here. We're just going to have to work for it. And that's okay. This is keepable. I mean, we can sort of just curve up, so nothing too surprising here. And we get a little versatility. Oh. Well, the one good thing here is, what we usually learn from playing against these Rot Priest decks is if you have threats, they have to deal with those to continue to do anything. So, yeah, we'll just block. Why not? Alright. Then we'll probably just play Tracker. I think. Since Tracker makes it easier to, like, Skullspore Nexus plus something, maybe. I mean, possibly. If depending if we drew land, I guess we could Skullspore plus Rabid Battery or something. Alright. Let's do this first, see if it resolves. Oh, actually, we can't anyway, because that's still a 4 mana. Yeah, we're probably just going to play Sentinel and Rabbit Battery next turn. And then we'll attack. And by the way, the whole reason I blocked earlier wasn't just to prevent the poison. but some of these decks have gone to playing a bunch of the like proliferate stuff. So if you don't even have the single poison on you, that can actually slow the opponent down a bit. Yeah, that's fine. Interesting. They're using both those. So this feels like they do have some proliferate things. That they were willing to waste 2 of them when they didn't have to there. Oh, I guess they did, because that gave it hexproof. Oh, okay, okay. That didn't give it... Okay, fair enough. Now we can't block that, right? If it attacks by itself? No, that's the one if it deals damage. Okay, fair enough. Then I guess we're just going to go here. And probably just attack with the Brybridge Tracker. The thing about these decks, though, is as long as you have threats, you can put a lot of pressure on the opponent to have to deal with your stuff. Because all their stuff is defensive. But if you have things in the way, it does make it very hard for them to kill you with poison. And if we can overrun them a little bit here, I may have to take a turn to just play the Skullspore Nexus. Because we can give something trample, I believe, right? No, it doesn't. It just gives something double the creature's power. But we can do it at instant speed, so whatever gets through, we could pump. Alright, looks like the opponent's not blocking. And I'm going to go ahead and play this Rabbit Battery. Have another blocker. But it sort of does double duty, actually, because I can put that onto, like, Brybridge Tracker and make the Skullspore Nexus cheaper and still do some things. So we'll see. Alright. Opponent is also shields down now, which means they aren't going to block anything here. I could kill that enchantment, but I don't want to give them a land unnecessarily. So, let's see, that's 2, 3. Yeah, let's go ahead and put this over here so they don't have a good block on our Brybridge Tracker. Also, a fun thing here is all of our creatures are, believe it or not, we'll use the map. Vigilant, so makes it even harder. Oh, does that get to stay on top? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't even know if we need that, honestly. This is a matchup where that card probably doesn't matter, other than the trample. But yeah, we're just gonna keep on keeping on here. And we've only got 3 poison. However, the opponent has 4 cards in hand, which means they probably have a lot of good defensive things. So they could have a lot of things here. I'm not going to take anything for granted. But next turn's pretty big, because we could play Sentinel, give Sentinel haste. We could Skullspore Nexus something. We could use a map token. There's a lot that can go down next turn. But the opponent could also have like another Rot Priest here, and then we're taking a bunch of poison, so who knows? Even the Blue March, it can be pretty dangerous here. So a lot of things still in play for the opponent. But the big benefit here is us having multiple Vigilance creatures, so they're going to have a harder time dealing with things. Yeah, they're only at 8, so I mean, something's got to block next turn. And they probably don't want it to be Rot Priest. There was another Imperiosaur on top. Alright, fair enough. Alright, let's see what you're doing, opponent. Put that over there. Don't think I really want to waste a march. I mean, a map here. I mean, I guess I could, and it doesn't hurt anything. But if they're going to kill something, they're going to double block that anyway. So I'm just going to try here. This is such a wild selection of cards in this deck. And the crazy... Actually, you know what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, you don't really matter one way or the other, I guess, right now. But I was just thinking, I could 5, 6, 7. If I have one more untapped land, I could actually play the Imperiosaur and give it haste with the Rabbit Battery, which is kind of hilarious. Alright, get 2 maps. I mean, if the opponent had March plus... Okay, well, looks like they don't have it. I'm going to say March and 2 blue cards, but they can still save a Drake here, draw a card, which looks like they're going to do. Alright, so we get 1 poison there. They gain 2 life. Opponent's at 6. Okay. I mean, we're at 4 poison. This is still winnable for the opponent, believe it or not. It looks really bad for them, but it's definitely still winnable. Yep. And that makes a blocker. So that's still something. We might have to just blow up a bunch of maps. However, 1, 2, 3, 4. This, how big is it normally? It's a 6/6 already, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1. So if I use like Briar Bridge Tracker here. Okay, let's do that. Oh no, but I want to. But I wouldn't be able to attack with it. And I really want to attack with it. So let's do this. I'm actually going to tap this and this. And this. Because it has Ward 2 anyway, so if they have any instant speed targeting things, it doesn't really do anything here. And then we move this over to here. And then we proceed to attack. I mean, you got to deal with an 11 ball. And that's only 4 toughness worth of creatures, so that should be it. Alright. Not the way I expected to win, but go Gadget Imperiosaur. Oh no. This hand we have to mulligan. Like, nothing before 3 and we're holding 2 Imperiosaurs. Like, that's not doable. We will keep this, though, and get rid of... I feel like the answer has to be Thrill Seeker, which is a little disappointing. But let's see if we can find some of those Imperiosaurs. Alright, and no cut downs. Good to know. Let's lure out a removal spell. Thought about playing Gleeful Demolition, get rid of that, but no, it was a make disappear. Alright. Not a removal spell after all. Alright, I guess we just see how many they have, because we're not drawing land. Alright. So are we in Wandering Emperor / Planeswalker territory? Because that's what this feels like. Maybe... Oh, I don't have another red mana, though. Oh, that sucks. Alright, I think I'm just going to... I guess we're just attacking. See how bad it is. Alright. Urtai it is. We get a card, which we kind of needed, actually. Yep. That dies. Sure. I mean, missing lands is not where you want to be in this matchup, for sure. Yeah, I'm not that interested in blocking. Not to say we still can't win this. I mean, it's still doable. But boy, it'd be a lot easier with lands, let me tell you. Alright, attacking. I mean, we're likely doing not much after that, because we only have 1 red land. Yeah, alright, GG's. I mean, we didn't even find land to play. We'll give that one to the opponent. Okay, let's keep it. Hopefully we find some other useful things to play other than just Imperiosaur, because that might have to wait a minute, you know? And off to the races we go. Candy Trail. What's going on here? My early assumption is that it's probably some... Oh, and they left both things on top. I was going to say stuff that's more controlling here, but not sure what we're going to do just yet. What are we afraid of? This could... I don't know. Maybe it's not. Okay, with that, you definitely aren't. Like, there's a lot of things you could be, but that is not it there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and attack. See if they're willing to block. I don't think they are. They probably have some way to pump that up next turn and make our life not happy. Alright. Gonna pump up the Picnic Ruiner and do all kinds of damage to me? Yep, of course you are. As you should. Yep, no blocks. We'll just take our 10. Alright. Oh, that's interesting. But I don't have a way to give it... Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we wouldn't have enough. Though, this would... Okay, we are going to do this anyway, though. Because this allows us to block the Picnic Ruiner and not die. Realistically. Let's go ahead and do that. I like this. I think that's solid. And we get to keep a vigilant creature back as well. Oh, but if we play this... Hold on. This is going to be a 6, 8, 10, 12, 14? Is that right? 2, 4, 6, 8? Yeah, we wouldn't kill the opponent. We'd be 1 short. Ah, man, that's close. Alright, I guess we're tapping this guy. That's rough. We almost had the ideal situation. If we'd have had 1 more point somewhere, then like maybe we could have pulled it off. Yeah. Close, though. Close. Alright, we'll attack for 3. I don't think they can kill us now, though, because we can block 17, 18 points worth of double strike damage. And they'd have to do a minimum of 14 to even get through the Imperiosaur. Yeah, that makes it indestructible, but that doesn't kill the Imperiosaur. That just lets them gain a bunch of life. Yeah, that's fine. So they go to 25 or some such? 20. Alright. Works for us. So now we just have to leave Imperiosaur back basically forever. Alright. Or not. I was just thinking I might attack after playing the Reckless Stormseeker, but I don't know if that was enough, right? They block here. There'd be 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, yeah. Was that without even playing the Stormseeker? It's going to be 20 plus. Because this is 14, 17, 20, even if they block 3. They could... Because blocking the Imperiosaur doesn't do it. They stop 5 and they take 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But then they'd also lose their creatures. So, all right. Well, I mean, Imperiosaur, I mean, this deck's working. I don't know what to say. It feels like it shouldn't. It just feels like it shouldn't. Okay. You know what? We'll keep this. We'll see if it works out. This will be an interesting test, to be honest. Let's go ahead and play this. No attack. But this does open up some doors that, like, if we get something big, it could have haste. Like, this is going to make the next couple of attacks suck, because this doesn't do anything. This is the downside to this card, actually. No attacks. But, I mean, we get to play Sentinels, a 3-4. We turn this into a 2-3. Then it's not so bad. Midrange Recruiter's in there? That's cool. I mean, we'll take 9, though. Alright, so we definitely want to go higher toughness here. So let's go here. Alright, no attacks. So at least now we can do some things at 8. It's not a lot, but it's something. Alright, Brittle Cathar gets to remove a thing. Sounds good. I will do some blocking and trading if you would allow such a thing. Alright, that's good news. They took a turn off and they bottomed the card, which means they don't have something on top that's going to wreck our world. Yeah, I will probably... Will I double block here? Yes, I will, actually. I was thinking about I might not, but I actually am. Knowing that we have a 3-4... Can also put the opponent on ice a little bit. We could also make a bunch of blockers. So I might do that. That sounds like a better idea. Is there a way I can do this? And oh yeah, I won't take damage that way. That's cool. So we'll go ahead and do that. Blow one of these up. No need to even attack here. Honestly, I think we just wait. Alright. So the opponent got off to a good start here. This must be the big 4/4 dudes about to hit. Yep. Not a surprise. And more initiates and vanguards. All right, good to know. Let's see if this does anything. It does a great thing, actually. We don't hate that. Play this tapped. We'll play this. And I think I'm going to go and attack. Because why not? All right, so we have some reasonable blocks here. What's that other card, though? What else are you playing here? If it's another Vanguard... Okay, it's another Knight Errant. At least that's what it looks like. Good news is, having all these 1/1s, blocking, and having Vigilance creatures, we're at least holding our own right now. With the opponent having this crazy start. Yep. Makes sense. Now, the only downside here is, if we attack with our creatures now, they do have 2 quality blocks, which means we just trade kind of straight up, which is a little bit disappointing. Let's see if we can put something on there. Yearling, do you do anything? I don't think you're the stuff we're looking for. Now, the interesting thing here is we could play Skullspore Nexus. And then if we move the Rabid Battery over, would we just die? Well, we have 1, 2... Well, they're going to remove 1, so we'll assume we have 4 blockers to stop 1, 2, 3, 4, and we would still take 3, 6, 9, 12, so that doesn't really work. Alright, I guess all we can do really is attack with these. Yeah, I didn't think they would, but like, yeah, it's kind of the best we got. Yeah, are we just dead? What this feels like. Alright, I'm going to put this on one of these, I guess. Didn't really matter. Alright. Guess I should have just played the Reckless Stormseeker. I did that because I thought there was a chance they might block with their Knight Errants, and then I could at least still had a body, but... Looks like it's not really going to matter here. Oh, they're going Recruiter. Yeah, we're dead anyway then, right? This literally doesn't even matter. So we'll just block for sport here. Block other big numbers and then just die. Alright. Oh, I forgot to block one with the Rabbit Battery. But we were going to die anyway. Opponent had way more than enough. Okay, I guess we're keeping. Oh, is this good old mono blue? We've been running into that too much. Maybe it's not. Definitely not. Okay. So now the question is, how do we get the most damage out of this? I think we have to play this, even though I really want to play Archivist. But it's kind of like if the opponent counter something, then we would have had a creature doing nothing, and you can't really have that in this scenario. Ooh, you could be good later, though. You could be very good later. Alright. Well, crap. What do we want to do here? Alright, I guess we'll go with this. And attack. I'm trying to think if there's like any combination that lets us Imperiosaur with haste, but I think it would literally have to be Gleeful Demolition. Okay, we didn't get it. I was gonna say Gleeful Demolition would have given us 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we could have done it with Gleeful Demolition. But we don't have it, so now we got to come up with another plan. We can attack for 3, 6, 7, 8. Then I could fling for 9, 10, 11. That's a thing. Kind of playing on the fact that I expect a Sunfall to happen this turn. And if I think a Sunfall is coming, I can still hold on to a Rabid Battery. But then it's just how much damage do we get in here? Because we could do 6, 7. Play this to fling for 9, 10, 11. Opponent's at 3. I mean, maybe that's the route we go if we want to try to finish the opponent off here. I mean, I could also... 7. Yeah. This is tough because we kind of know what's going to happen, you know? So let's go ahead and just do this. All right. Then we attack. That's 7. In the turn. I think. I'm just like double checking things. But I think that's right. Assuming Sunfall happens here. Alright, which it does. This leaves them being able to make a creature. Oh, they're just going to do that now. Ooh. Oh! Dang it. Do we have enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh! Oh, we did it. This is so dumb. The deck shouldn't be this fun. It really shouldn't be this fun. But it totally is, y'all. I'm not even joking. This is ridiculous. Being able, like, your opponent just swept the board, and we're still gonna wreck them. Like, this is great. This is so great. One of the best decks in the format. We didn't even care that they swept everything and did what they wanted to do. Love it. Yep, that's just a big 15 ball, and you can block too. This deck's silly. Ugh. Definitely mulligan that. Keep this, though. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get rid of Restless Ridgeline. Mostly just because we can kind of see the path for the rest of our hand. So it's probably best to keep this. But if I'd known I was going to draw that, then maybe I get rid of one of these other lands. Alright. Well, I'm assuming that means there's a cut down, so we'll see that on our Archivist, probably. Alright, well, we're attacking. No blocks, as I assumed. Let's see if they went ahead and got their Raffine here. Nope, but they got another Deep Cavern Bat, and that does hurt. That is a problem. The other problem here, too, is I can't really use the Blood Token just yet. We're going to have to, sadly. Alright. I was worried about if we found a Gleeful Demolition, but we obviously just didn't. Alright, well, that makes it less of an issue, I suppose. We can try one more time. In the turn. We'll see what happens. Well, for all I know, maybe they have a third bat, and we don't even get this Imperiosaur. But we'll see. Or they could have a Make disappear. I mean, it could be a lot of stuff. Yeah, I think we're just attacking here. In the turn. I mean, I probably should have maybe went ahead and see if I find something more useful, but I feel like there's a Make disappear about to happen. So I don't think we'd even really get the Imperiosaur. And we found a lot of mana already, which is not good for us. We need some other real threats. Alright, so there is a Make disappear somewhere there, it feels like. Alright, well, let's go ahead and make them play it. I mean, you didn't keep the rest of this for no reason. If it's not makes its appears, then it's go for the throats. Alright, they're not using it. I mean, maybe because they know the Imperiosaur is here, they're saving it. I don't know. Okay, it was just a cut down. Alright. Interesting that they didn't want to stop more damage there, but fair enough. Okay. I'm going to be real tight with this Imperiosaur as long as I can. Alright, there's a make disappear. Like I said, we knew one of those was somewhere. Alright. There you go. Dinnick? Sure. Alright, so that clears the path for us to play an Imperiosaur, because we know the opponent doesn't have land unless they top deck it, so they won't be able to get rid of this easily. Yep. I mean, if they get there, they get there. We can't do nothing about it, but... Alright. Here's hoping. Alright, they're going to cut down the adaptive. Fair enough. Now we need an untapped land, so the make disappear doesn't counter our Thrill Seeker. Yeah, Imperiosaur is about to do some real work now. Now they could have like March or something. Oh, that's not gonna do it. I was like, they could have had March, and that would have made some sense. But all right, that's going to do it, because we can just play this. Put the counter on the Imperiosaur that already tramples. Attack, attack. And then we'll just fling that at the opponent. And, sure. Alright, that is a tough one to win, but I'll take it. Also, that worked because we were pretty certain they had a make disappear, and by not rushing out the Imperiosaur, you force the opponent to be in a situation that, as long as they know we have it, they can't play anything. And we were starting to get ahead in the life race because we just had more power on the battlefield. So I would have kept casting other things until they either tapped down and they couldn't counter the Imperiosaur, or we had just enough creatures and mana that we could resolve it. So that just worked out for us, despite them getting two of our early plays that we kept our hand for. Yeah, okay. This deck... Okay, first off, this deck was hella fun. I want to at least say that before I say anything else about it. But I don't know about this thing, man. I feel like we got a little bit lucky, but we did win some games kind of crazily against some big decks, so that was a thing. I think Skullsport Nexus, though, isn't doing enough in this list. I feel like Belligerent Yearling is fine because it's a 3-power attacker and still kind of fits what you're trying to do. And occasionally you're going to get over on somebody because you play the Imperiosaur, which is fine. But the Skullsport Nexus really doesn't do anything, I think, unless we're in a battle with other creature decks. But realistically, at that point, it could just be a better creature, right? Almost anything we would play in here that's 4 or 5 mana would probably just be better. Or it could be more Thrill Seekers, or like another Thrill Seeker, another Storm Seeker. It could be a Dracosaurs, maybe, if you want it to be that. One thing I would be cautious of, though, the deck only plays like 22 land, I think. 4, 5, 6, 10, 14, 18, yeah, 22. So that's a concern here. But the outside of realistic, because Imperiosaur, you're trying to just play with the Convoke cost. Realistically, outside of Skullsport Nexus, everything is like 3 or less. So I don't mind that. I would probably change the Skullsport Nexus, though, into, like I said, another Storm Seeker, another Thrill Seeker, maybe something else that makes artifacts, or another Rabbit Battery, or something of that nature, I think would be better. I don't think you need the Skullsport Nexus. I got it once or twice, and it really didn't do anything. So I'm going to leave that to y'all, but realistically, I would say if you're going to do it, play another Storm Seeker and another Thrill Seeker, and that'll probably lead to more wins anyway, with more haste creatures, more ways to fling stuff at your opponent, and just be a little bit more versatile. The list, though: 4 Gleeful Demolition, 2 Rabbit Battery, 4 Voldaren Epicure, 4 Evolving Adaptive, 4 Belligerent Yearling, 2 Elvish Archivist, 2 Reckless Stormseeker, 2 Voldaren Thrill Seeker, 4 Briarbridge Tracker, 4 Sentinel the Nameless Race, 4 Imperiosaur, 2 Skullspore Necklace. But again, I would cut those, play another Stormseeker, another Thrillseeker. Then 4 Mountain, 1 Sekinzan, 1 Boseiju, 4 Forest, Copperline Gorge, Carplusian Forest, 3 Restless Ridge, 1 Rockfall Vale. But there is something here. Yeah, one thing I wanted to point out is, like, I actually played a lot of games that didn't make the video where I was just, like, keeping weird hands to get a test for what's going on. But more often than not, if you have multiples of, like, Skullspore Nexus, Imperiosaur, it's probably not worth keeping unless you have a clear path to a cheap Imperiosaur. Also, holding stuff back sometimes is going to be better for you. Like, even though you can haste something, sometimes it's just like, okay, see if you can put the Rabbit Battery on something else, wait for that Sunfall, and then play your next things, haste up, and attack in, right? That's so good in so many situations. So yeah, there's just a lot of little plays that you kind of have to figure out. I didn't include those weird bad hands in here because they just didn't do anything in bad content, but something to think about. You will have to experiment, try a few things out, figure out what works before this works the way you want it to. But overall, I don't know how this person came into this idea, but I gotta give it a thumbs up. And now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Court of Calling. This has been, for the longest time I can remember in Magic, one of the best ways to just search for stuff, right? And there's so many ways you can use it, so many decks that want it, and it uses any creatures you want effectively because it has X in the cost. Like, this card's just all around really good. And the thing is, this has been reprinted several times already. I think even in a, like, Commander product. I mean, it was in Double Masters, I think. It was just, like, in a bunch of different things. And it still goes for, like, $7 or $8. There's obviously some rarer versions that are a lot more, but this is the cheapest it's been in a minute. So if you do want to pick them up, like, $7 or $8 really isn't bad for such a versatile card. And if you're looking for some other interesting Gruul decks, I did have one that actually played like a Super Friends Planeswalker thing with Gruul, and it was really good. So check that out. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.